so Quilty Life, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy you're here. Today I've got a fun video planned. Can you tell? All the stuff? It's so fun. Okay, I've got a fun video planned and today we're talking all about Moda Blockheads. Moda Blockheads is back, yay! So I'll be talking all about Moda Blockheads 6, my plan, my fabrics, my setting, all the things. So I'm so happy you're here. Let's go ahead and get started talking all about Moda Blockhead 6. Okay, so if you are new and don't know anything about what Moda Blockheads is, Moda Blockheads is a fun quilt-along hosted by Moda Fabrics, the wonderful fabric company I designed for, Moda. This will be the 6th round they have offered this, and what it is each week from a certain time frame, we're starting here on May 28th with our first block, May 21st, which is today, is going over all the details, all the designers, all the things, so you'll have to check out Moda's blog and Facebook group for all the details. Starting on May 28th, which is 1 week from today, every Wednesday you're going to get a free block. At the end, you'll have all of these beautiful blocks made up and you can turn them into a quilt. And the fun part is Moda gives you a setting, designers like myself have free settings for you, so you can choose whatever you want to do with these blocks. If you have a setting you want to make or you want to keep them into blocks and put them in other quilter projects, it's totally up to you. As I mentioned, this round of Blockheads is starting right now with the block releasing next week, but I thought I would quickly show you my past Blockhead. So my very first Blockheads quilt I ever made was Blockheads 5. So this quilt I made last year. The theme of Blockheads 5 was stars. So we got free star blocks in 6-inch and 12-inch sizes. So you could choose exactly how big you wanted to make your stars. I chose to use both sizes in my quilt, and that's something I love about Moda Blockheads is each time they kind of change it up, and I'm excited to show you exactly how they changed it up this year for the block sizes. But I thought quickly, because I don't think I've ever showed my finished quilt, I would show you my finished Blockheads 5 quilt. So if you know me, you know that I struggle with stars. And the best thing about Moda Blockheads is it really got me out of my comfort zone and I learned so much, and now I absolutely love stars, which I'm sure you can start to tell with the patterns I've been releasing lately. We've got stars. So I don't know if it's upside down, but this is my Blockheads 5 quilt. I absolutely love this. I designed 3 free settings that are still available on my blog, so you can grab them and use any blocks or the Blockhead blocks. And this one was called Star Dance, I believe. There were so many. Names are hard, guys. So this is the bottom of my quilt. And I really loved this because I mixed in all my low volumes as the background, and I used my first ever fabric collection with Moda Fabrics. This is Flower Girl. So this quilt's super special to me, and I feel like my points turned out okay, which is always a struggle for me. So I really love this quilt so much. I'm so excited to see just how my Blockhead 6 quilt looks different. Okay, so first I wanted to mention that Moda Blockheads has a Facebook group, so you can go to Moda Blockheads. I will link it below in the description box, and you can join that Facebook group. Regardless if you're quilting along with us or not, there is so much quilty inspiration, so many wonderful, talented quilters in there sharing their settings, their blocks, and things they're doing with their blocks. So it's a great group to join, and you get some free patterns, so it's a win-win. On Moda's blog right now and in the Facebook group, so if you go to modafabrics.com and go to resources and go to blog, you'll see all about Moda Blockhead 6. There is a long blog post you can read to learn more. And there's also a fun little download that you can print out, and it just gives you all of the information, when the blocks are going to be released, when does it start, how does it run, and just all the information. So this is a great resource and a great guide, so I will link it below, so make sure you download and get this printed. So as I mentioned before, every time Moda does a new Blockheads, it's usually a little bit different in theme, in block sizes, and more. So last year's, again, was star themed, and the blocks came in 6-inch and 12-inch sizes both. For Moda Blockhead 6, there are 3 different block sizes, but not every block has all 3. I'll explain. So most of the blocks finish at 9 inches. Some of the blocks finish at 18 and some larger than that. Moda has a beautiful setting, I have seen it, with their arrangement of how they arrange all the different block sizes. So what I decided to do when I designed my setting is to use one size, all the same size, and I'm going to be using all 9 inches. Since most of the block patterns are already 9 inches, I thought it would just be easier to do one block size so I can make one block size. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So I designed a free pattern. This is going to be available on my blog at mysoquiltylife.com. I will link it in the description below. But my free pattern is called Starlight Crossing. I just love it. So here is what the setting looks like for Starlight Crossing. So for my quilt, it is going to finish at 81 by 93. As you can see, it uses the 9-inch blocks. You use 21 of them, and you'll use 21 of these like patchwork blocks to make the Irish chain, which I absolutely love. I think it is going to be so beautiful. What I'll be doing is using all 5 of my fabric collections. So we'll have Flower Girl, Dainty Meadow, Cottage Charm, Sunbonnet, and I can't share the 5th one with you yet, but it will be in the quilt. And what I'm going to be doing is just using the print fabrics, no low volume. I actually went ahead and picked out all of my print fabrics. And for my blocks, for the 9-inch size blocks, I'm actually just going to be using tonal fabrics. So each block will have one print and the same background print. So I've pulled my fabrics from my stash, and this is what I will be using. This beautiful arrangement of soft, sweet colors that I love from all of my fabric collection. I probably won't be able to use all of these because I only need 21, but I went ahead and pulled extra just in case one block screams a print that I didn't already have pulled. So here is an up close look at all that fabric. Look how beautiful. I just love it. We've got a beautiful array of blues, my greens. I've got lighter greens, purples, yellows, my pinks into peaches, and then a little tan here, which I'm not sure if I'll use tan yet. But I just love how simple these look. I'm also going to be using one background fabric. So my background fabric is going to be 9900-182. That is the background fabric that matches all of my fabric collections, and it's just going to add to the warmth and sweetness of the quilt. I'm so excited about that. Okay, so I want to talk really quickly about my plan for the patchwork blocks. I don't know if you can see this mountain of fabric sitting over here. Look at this, guys. This is just one scrap bin. So my scrap bins of my own fabric is right here, and they're overflowing. So when I heard that we were doing Blockhead 6, I knew I wanted to make it scrappy and use up some of these scraps. Oh my goodness. Okay, but the problem is I already cut out all of my squares and I didn't even make a dent. So I'm gonna have to make more scrappy quilts. So stay tuned for some more scrappy quilts, guys. What you need for this pattern, if you're making it the same size as I am, the 81 by 93, you actually need 675 1.5-inch squares. That is the perfect scrap buster, isn't it? So here are my squares. I went ahead and color coded them based on values. So lighter pink, medium pink, dark pink, peach, yellow, dark green, light green, just so when I am pulling to make those patchwork blocks, I can quickly have some sorted and I'm not duplicating. So here are the prints. Just look how beautiful. So I didn't have any rules for myself with these prints. I'm actually just using all prints. So it didn't have to be a tonal or anything like that. And I think this is just gonna add the pop of color that this quilt will need and frame those blockhead blocks perfectly. So I've already gone ahead and made up one of the blocks. Here it is. I just love it. I'm so excited about this quilt. I love a good excuse to use up scraps, make things scrappy, and I love how colorful this quilt is going to be. So here is my block. I'm going to put it on the top camera so you can see. Here is the block. Now, my plan is to make one Moda Blockheads block a week and make one of these a week and 2 cornerstone blocks. You actually need this 9 patch will go as your cornerstones. So once I have all those made, I need 40 of them. I can stop making those and just make these blocks. So I'm so excited about that. I'm really excited. I cannot wait to get this quilt going. Now, I did already cut out everything for my 5th fabric collection, but I won't start putting that into the quilt until I can share in late July. But I think it's gonna be so cool, so neat, just having all 5 of my fabric collections in the same quilt. It's gonna be so beautiful. One thing I don't know if I mentioned yet is I need 21 blocks. And I know not every block is going to be a 9-inch finished block. So what my plan is to do, if it's an 18-inch finished block, I'm just gonna take a section of that. So let's just say a quarter of that block and just use a section of that as my 9-inch finished block. If it's larger than that, I'm gonna just take units, or I'm gonna remake one of the Blockheads blocks or find a completely different block. And if I do that, I will be sure to share exactly what I did, just in case you're wanting to follow me and my plans for this setting. Okay, so I hope you're just as excited as I am to get started on Moda Blockheads 6. I cannot wait. Be sure to download my setting. Even if you don't end up sewing it, it's a good setting to have to use other 9-inch finished blocks that you have. Also, make sure to check out other designers and what settings they have for you, because you might prefer one of those. Also, Moda will have a setting for you too, so be sure to check that out. Also, don't forget to join the special Facebook group called Moda Blockheads. It is filled with so many wonderful quilters, all sharing their fabric and their blocks and their past Blockheads quilts. You can get so much inspiration from everybody, and it is such a joy to scroll through that Facebook group. Now, our first block is going to be released next Wednesday. Again, you can get that in the Facebook group or on the Moda Blockheads blog. I cannot wait to get started, and I cannot wait to see your blocks come to life in a beautiful quilt. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you next time. Bye, guys.